You are listening to Season 2 of The Diary of a Wannabe Writer, the short and often daily podcast in which I chronicle my life and attempt to be a writer by writing daily. Sometimes. Hello, today is Sunday the 17th of August 2025 and you're listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. And I was hoping to be able to come back and tell you all the writing I'd done. Well, probably not whilst I was away, but I was kind of hoping to get back into the flow of it today. But unfortunately that hasn't happened. I haven't really felt like it. And yeah, it is what it is. So what happened in the last few days when I've been away? I kind of left it on a bit of a, what's going on with my car type thing. It all got sorted out. It got sorted out the day it needed to be. So the day after I did my last podcast, it had its service, it had its MOT, and it was all signed off and working and okay and legal by 3 o'clock. So that was lovely. So that was less of a challenge than I thought it would be. And what I did, because I originally was just gonna walk into, so I had the MOT tests done in Rugby, which is a town not about 8-9 miles from where I live, and I kind of decided to catch a bus back home and then catch a bus back in, or maybe even get an Uber in later to pick the car up if it was ready. There was a chance it wouldn't be ready, which meant I'd have to really improvise to sort out my Philadelphia trip. Because it was ready, I didn't have to improvise. And also, when I told them that I lived quite far away, they were like, oh, well, basically they were really nice. It was due to have the service in the morning and then they were going to do the MOT at 3 p.m, but they pulled it forward to 1 p.m. So instead of me having to wait, well, instead of going home, I basically walked around Rugby. I did loads of walking. There's a nice little record store there, and I bought a couple of vinyls, which I then left in a Starbucks, which they have got, and I need to go and pick them up tomorrow. And yeah, I just had a day wandering around, and I did manage to get about 800 words of the next chapter 6, written. Now I've got very clear idea of what needs to happen in chapter 6. I've just not been in the mood to write it, sadly. Anyway, so I did all that, and then the next day flew to Philadelphia. I couldn't remember when I was last in Philadelphia, but it turns out it wasn't that long ago, because once I got there, I recognised the hotel, and yeah, it was all right. Didn't do much. Walked into a local supermarket the following morning to buy some bits and pieces to eat for the day, and the cashier was exceptionally chirpy and friendly, and she was like, oh, it's Friday, so I want to do a Friday question. I went, okay. And she was like, okay, can you think of a TV show that started absolutely brilliant and then got rubbish? I thought, oh, okay, good one. And I came up with Heroes, which was a series where the first season was absolutely phenomenal. The second season was hit by a writer's strike, and they never really recovered from it. And she went, oh my God, that's the one I thought of as well, all that. And it made me think, what other kind of shows were there like that? And British shows, so I deliberately answered it with an American show because I was in America. I have to be honest, I haven't really seen Heroes. I watched some of season 1, and then I'm kind of just anecdotally aware that in season 2 it lost it. But other shows I think probably would fit under that category. Things like The Big Bang Theory. Now, there's a lot of people that think once they introduced the female characters around about season 4 that it died. I disagree. I actually think the problem with the show was the longer it went on, the characters became caricatures. And so I liked probably the first 6 seasons of The Big Bang Theory, which is well into the Amy and the other lady characters, well into the era they were in it. But it just went on for far too long, and it was utter crap by the end. And then at the beginning of the show, Sheldon was an amusing, slightly odd character, and in the end he was just a caricature, you know. The only thing that I've seen, the only show I've ever seen it worse than that was what they did to Joey in Friends. I mean, Joey was never smart, but the Joey in the last season of Friends, I'm surprised he remembered how to breathe. He was that stupid. And then if I was thinking about British shows that started well and just got rubbish, I would say something like Only Fools and Horses. Now, most of it was good, but when they became millionaires, that should have been the end of it. And those last 3 specials that were set after they won their money were just utter crap. Because they had the money, then they lost it, and it just was quite depressing and tedious. So yeah, it was utter shit, really. Yeah, and then I flew home. It was all right, and then today, as I said, I've been for a long walk. I set up the laptop wanting to do some writing, and I just didn't feel it at any point. But that's fine, because I'm still well in line to hit my target by the end of the month. They've offered October as unpaid leave, so I'm not working in October. Oh, call me Mr. Part-Timer. So basically, I've got what have I got left? I've got the day after tomorrow. I've got 3-day trip to Amman in Jordan, then 2 days off. Then there and back to Rome, then 3 days of airport standby, and then that's it. So roundabout, I think it's the 25th, but roundabout then anyway. That's me done until like the 15th of September. And then I'm only working 2 weeks then. And then I'm off again. Basically from something like the 30th, I think from the 30th of September right the way through to 9th of November when you add in my part-time weeks and stuff. So yeah, I should be all right with writing for the next little while. Anyway, that's me for today. Plan to write tomorrow. We shall see how I get on. Hopefully I'll be a bit more productive. Thank you for listening. Take care. Bye-bye.
You have been listening to The Diary of a Wannabe Writer. For more information about what I'm writing, go to linktr.ee/Richard Writes, capital R, capital W, where you can find details of my website and social media. I may see you there.